Well, what an absolute ripper morning up the farm. Ice is pretty much all gone, which is lovely. Means I can give fish a proper feed. I've brought up a load more pellets, so I'm going to fill up all the feed bins and get everything ready, because there's a nice little mild period coming, so it gives me a chance to get a bit of grub in them, and just do all the other little bits. I've got more cormorant ropes and stuff to put up on the top lake now I can get out on the boat. So I'll be playing around with that today, getting that sorted. Down in the tank, where I've got all those little C1s, the concrete tank below the dam on the main lake, on Joe's Lake. I'm going to put an external hot wire around, just to stop either a heron walking in or an otter getting in there. That's where I lost a fish last year. I'll put a little picture inset in here of otter damage and what an otter can do to a mid-20, which happened last year. Obviously, if an otter gets in there with the little ones, it's just going to have absolute carnage and go through them like a dose of salts. I've actually put a bit of fencing in there, which is, I don't know, it's probably about 50 mil wide, and I've put that along an edge. So again, if something did get in there before I got the ropes round, it would just giving them somewhere to sort of get out of the way and give them a bit of protection, a bit of habitat to get behind, which you know, could potentially have held up an otter getting in there and nicking them all. So little bits and bobs to do today, nothing major. And then because it's melted, I'm going to get the big public baited and hopefully get me Rodney trotters out tomorrow. All right, catch you later. Bye bye. Well, the water level's coming up really nicely in the Leany pond. Actually, there aren't any Leanies in here actually at the moment. There are some crosses. There are some of my French Leany crosses. Obviously, the main bulk of the Leanies are all up in the top lake. These fish have been continuing to feed. Obviously, this water's that little bit warmer because it's spring fed, and therefore they are literally on the munch. And these little ones, you know, these first few years of their life, they're just fighting a battle to not be eaten. So, you know, their ability to continue to eat and try and put weight on and try and grow is fantastic. And that's when you see these in huge growths, and give them the best start possible. So, little bit of feed this morning, about a kilo and a half going in here. And that'll just keep them in tip-top condition and hopefully continuing to grow, even though we're in the middle of winter. Okay, so there you go. Look, we're about 5 inches down now from the top. So it's come up really well. It's coming up about 4 inches a day. This is that little overflow monk. It's still leaking a little bit, but because I get so much water flow, it doesn't really matter. Getting that small amount coming out that end. Yeah, nice little job. It's coming up about 4 inches. So by tomorrow it should be overflowing pretty much, and I've got a full Leany pond, which again, it was my epic fail. I should have done in the first place and not tried to keep it lower, and that would have meant that potentially I wouldn't have lost so many to a potential predation by the herons walking in. All right, so top lake is fully festooned now. I've sort of tried to close any of the gaps where they have been able to take off. So let's hope. I'll get the Rio link on it, and let's just hope that they can't get in here. Not so much of an issue now, but they're still managing to damage fish, which in turn leads to them dying, and in turn leads to me losing fish. So hopefully that'll do the job. Okay, so they've now got the tank sorted. So hopefully, look, I've got to get up here with the strimmer, obviously get the stuff round, and I can put another row of electrocuted wires around the bottom, which will be low enough then to stop an otter coming in. They should be high enough then to stop a bloody heron getting in there. And look, I think it's too small for cormorants. They really don't like landing on that small stuff, but I've put some ropes across it anyway. So there we go. So we're all sorted. Hopefully safe for the rest of the winter. There's some bloody chance of that, I tell you. These poxy birds that you have to battle with. It's an absolute nightmare. Anyway, there we go. Look at the old main lake. Look bloody lovely now that the old ice is gone. And I've seen a couple of fish move already today, which is quite incredible in these cold conditions. But anyway, pucker. I'm going to go and get my baiting ready and get my gear on. I'm going fishing tomorrow. Get in.